he's in a rock and hard place. So if they're not going to give him an out, then Iran is putting Trump in a position where he is going to lash out, and this might be part of their plan too. Like they've got him by the balls. They have an opportunity to break the empire, and they could break the empire in a sense that it could never recover from it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, the few of you that watch. So apparently, what's going on now is what I thought was going to happen when I said that our only option in Iran was going to be the use of tactical nuclear weapons. And that's what's being talked about now. More than likely, B-61 or B-63, the newer one. Probably to try to take out Pickaxe Mountain, which more than likely won't work. Why would Trump do that? Well, there's a couple of theories. Neither of them make any logical sense, unless you're the president, I guess, or the idiots running our country. Possibly using it as we destroyed the nuclear powder, the nuclear dust. We can leave now. Mission accomplished. Well, that's not going to work. One, because Iran's not just going to let you use tactical nuclear weapon on you, or on them. Even if it is Pickaxe Mountain out in the middle of nowhere where it's not really going to affect much else. Again, it still opens Pandora's box. And once that cat's out of the bag, I mean, there's really no putting it back in. It's going to turn us into a global pariah. And Iran will retaliate. What will Iran do in retaliation? Well, there's lots of things they could do that they haven't done. Iran has been an extremely rational player on the world stage in this war. Iran can take out all the oil infrastructure. I've gone over this before, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. What's that do to the world economy when 25% of the world's oil's permanently gone? I mean, they can take out all the desalination plants. Who can live in the Middle East at that point? A lot of these Gulf nations would cease to exist. And then where are they going to go? Couldn't possibly be that they'd be lobbied to go to Europe and America and Canada. Wonder who'd lobby for that. Couldn't possibly be useful to our greatest ally. Another option Trump might be doing it is possibly a show of force that, I used one, I'm fixing to use a whole bunch more. You better bend the knee, which they're not going to do. Because at this point, Iran, what they're doing at this point, they're starting to become irrational because they could let Trump out. They could give Trump an off-ramp, but Iran is going complete maximalist on their requests. They won't even speak unless they get everything. They want reparations. They're charging on the Strait of Hormuz. They want us out of the Middle East. They want everything. And they're not backing down off of anything. And unless we give it basically to them all up front, they ain't talking to us. Which I get where they're coming from, but it's, in a sense, it's suicide to them too. Because we have Donald Trump, who's caught between a rock and a hard place now that he made by his own doing with the help of Grandpa BB and all the other hardline Nazi psychopaths running our greatest ally. It's not even really a good term to call him, but he's in a rock and hard place. So if they're not going to give him an out, then Iran is putting Trump in a position where he is going to lash out, and this might be part of their plan too. Like they've got him by the balls. They have an opportunity to break the empire, and they could break the empire in a sense that it could never recover from it. We could lose presence in the Middle East. They could completely take out Ben Gurion Airport. I mean, I'm sure Iran's or Israel's restocked some air defense for sure, but it's not going to be enough if the gloves come off. Iran's saying they're moving from a defensive posture into an offensive posture, which that could be very problematic. So, if our idiots running the show decide to go the route of hitting Pickaxe Mountain with a B-63 Alpha, or anywhere else in Iran for that matter, one, nuclear Pandora is out of the box, and we're currently running a proxy war against Russia, and Russia's been speaking about hitting Europe. Their factories where they're building drones and parts and all the stuff to support Ukraine on their deep attacks inside of Russia. So Russia's stance is quickly becoming, we're going to start hitting these bases in Europe, Poland and France and England and Germany, and that will be step one. And you either back off at that point, and then if not, if you retaliate, then we move to tactical nuclear weapons. Well, what do you think the hardline stance will come into fruition if we're the first nation to use attack nuke, even if it is just on Pickaxe Mountain, and it's not even 100% that it will take that mountain out because they built that facility with that in mind. So the risk for the insanity of trying to, one, blow something up and say mission accomplished and then pull out, which greatest ally is never going to let that happen, regardless of him using a nuke or not. Two, as a threat to try to make Iran come to heel. That's not going to happen either. It's just not. And the whole world will look at America with disdain and hatred. It's already on the way there as it is, over starting this war and then causing the Strait of Hormuz to be shut. And then Trump and Hegseth, well, we didn't foresee that coming. How? Everybody else with any sense saw that coming. I've said this before. We all knew it was going to happen. That was the ace in the hole. It's not hard to figure out. Like, I'm just a GWAT infantry vet. How do I know these things? But the people leading us don't. Or they do. And they're deliberately ending America on the world stage as we know it deliberately. Well, that seems suicidal for Trump. I don't get it. Because you're either doing this for nefarious reasons against your own country, or you're just that dumb. It's one of two options. Because nothing about this is smart. Nothing about this is strategic in any way. And now he's getting on X talking about how he has a good relationship with Kim Jong-un and talking smack to the South Koreans, saying we're not going to do the war games with them, or we're going to pull back a lot on them because they won't help us with Iran. What's South Korea going to do to help us Iran? Our Navy can only do so much. What's South Korea is going to do? What, help with the blockade that's screwing everybody up, including our allies? Nothing's coming out. At least nothing of any significance. So what are they doing? I mean, it almost brings me back. It brings me back to Klaus Schwab a few years ago, the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset, telling everybody that to get ready for an angrier world, how resources and this and that would cause global anger, angrier world, leading into eating the bugs and not owning anything. Well, Klaus Schwab was removed and they put someone else in, yeah, but then Trump gets up. It's going to be the greatest reset ever. He's saying that for America, the greatest American reset. Well, we're not seeing that, but we are kind of seeing everything moving towards the World Economic Forum's great reset with a collapsed global economy and famine, because that's on the way. So I don't know what we do on this other than maybe, call your elected officials. I don't know if that's going to do anything, but we need to be aware of it that our government has lost its mind. And hopefully somebody prevents this level of idiocy from happening. But we have guys like Hegseth, Marco Rubio. It looks like Dan Kane's not fully on board with it. But what will they do? They'll just fire him, put someone else in? I don't know. But it ain't good. And you have a lot of boomers and a lot of people on the right and magatards that are like, yeah, turn Iran to glass. Well, you're not going to do that one with a tactical nuclear weapon. Not at all. And if you were going to turn Iran into glass, that would take a lot. And that would absolutely cause a full-on nuclear exchange later on. So, what about this benefits America? Big fat zero. Nothing. All it does is quicken our collapse and fall from power. Because that's what's happening. It's not hard to see. I just wanted to come on here and let y'all know what's going on. As I talked about this before, and I saw it coming because there's no conventional option in Iran. We're out of weapons. Everything we can do to them with our small arsenal that we have left, they can do to us. And they have a lot of targets they haven't hit yet. Our economy can only last through this for so long. Same with a lot of other nations. So if you're cheering this on, not even Mark Levin is cheering it on. He wants the war to pick back up, but he's like, well, we can't use nukes. Why is that, Mark Levin? It almost makes me think that fat piece of shit is in the back sidelines poking Trump, probably trying to get him to do it. And that way, when we do it, they can be, look what they did. Oh, that's terrible. We never would have. Oh, they should never have done that. I can't believe America would do that. Oh, no, it's terrible. Because in the final equation, they want us gone too. They just want us to accomplish a couple of tasks for them before we go to the wayside. So they definitely want us to. They probably want us to use a lot more than one. But they're going to point the finger at us as soon as we do something stupid like that. Got to get smart. Because nothing good's going to come from this. So hopefully they back down. And I don't see it because Trump's too arrogant. He won't take the loss. That'll ruin him in the midterms. If he uses a nuke, that's going to ruin him in the midterms too. So he's at the mercy of his donors. He's going to do what they say. But if you got anything out of this video, agree with me, disagree with me, like and subscribe. We got more stuff coming. Jump in the comments, turn it into a jungle, see what everybody thinks. But I hope you all have a good night. Take care.